Have you ever been in a situation when it was difficult for you to find customized resources for your students?
Yes, there was. During my practicum, there was a situation where I was discussing skateboard and snowboard designs, and it would have been useful to have that resource of a skateboard in the environment, so I can share that with my students and they can learn how to design for a skateboard or a product like that. It would also benefit in them not having to bring in their own skateboards for safety concerns.
Resources can be expensive or difficult to obtain depending on the subject or topic you're looking at in your classroom. We would like to look at alternative ways to make resources that are three-dimensional, durable, customizable, and have high longevity.
The lessons we do in primary is learning about plants. So bringing in plants and a number of variety of plants and different parts of a plant might be kind of difficult. And if you've got allergies or any kind of safety issue like that, you might need something else, some other kind of material. So using something like a 3D printer to print out the different parts of a plant would be really useful and inexpensive. So it would be a really great resource in a primary classroom.
Well, in communications technology, there are often a lot of smaller bits and pieces that you have to use with the students. So SD card holders or the top of tripods, little pieces associated with tripods. And then you have cell phone cases and things like that as well. So it'd be a lot easier, rather than having to run out and buy the item, to be able to print it using a 3D printer, I think.
3D printing can allow teachers to create their own resources for their classrooms. Rather than having to create a purchase order, find the resource that they want, go out and buy it, and bring it back into their classroom, they can print their own, anything that they want, at a fraction of the cost.
Teachers can upload, scan, or create any objects in a software that can be then printed with a 3D printer. They can then choose the desired material, such as metal, or, for the most part usually, a carbon plastic, which will then print out the object. As seen here, it starts off by printing it out in layers and then builds on top of those layers until the desired object is complete. The object that is being printed out here, cost is around 25 cents. So we can see that there is minimal cost for these projects that are being made.
Differentiated instruction is something that we all need to be aware of in our teaching, because we have so many different types of learner in our classrooms. On my last practicum, I observed many of my students struggle with drawing an actual 3D model onto paper because they were not able to have a vision of what they had to draw. So being able to bring in some resources that students could touch and look at while drawing would really help them to create that 3D drawing. And having a 3D printer to print those resources make it so inexpensive that you can actually have different types of models to bring in class, or even larger quantities, so kids can work in teams and do their drawing that way.